Remember this? This used to mean something.
It still does, man. Unpopular opinion.
Unpopular Opinions, episode 40.
Episode 40.
Had to take it back. What up? What up? This is episode 40. Episode Sean Kemp. Episode Jim. I can't think of anybody else. Episode Sean Kemp. What up? What up? This is McCray to my
Right.
To my right.
You got your girl, Boss Chick RAINE, in the building.
In the building. Coming off a successful Boss Chick concert. I
Thank
said it
you.
right?
Yes, salute. Support female rappers,
Yes,
man.
support female rappers. And to her left.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Horse.
Horse the boss.
Fugemusik.
Fugemusik.
Like
Alright.
wait. You already know.
All right, and Q should be here any minute. What up, guys? What up, though?
What's going on?
Yeah,
I just want to thank y'all for inviting me. You know,
no problem,
Yes.
man.
I always
Thanks for
check
pulling
y'all
up.
out. Y'all be doing your thing.
You're a friend of the show.
Most definitely. All day. I especially love the RAINE rants.
Oh,
Alright.
my God.
That's what's up.
Yo, RAINE, you be having some stands, yo. Like, one, she shall remain nameless. I will say I work with her. She knows who she is. Yo, she's like, yo, I don't listen to the show or until I know RAINE is there. I'm like,
salute
what?
to her.
Shit. You work with
That's
me.
what's up.
Nah, but it's all good, though. It's all love and everything like that. So, appreciate your RAINE rants.
Let me just hop
Definitely.
right into one. Can I get into
Go
one?
ahead, go ahead.
RAINE rant. Well, this is a real light one. So I keep seeing people. I made a post about it today because this guy left a comment on someone else's post. Y'all acting like y'all never knew that or never heard of the word stallion referring to a tall, thick female. I mean, it's so corny to me how every post, if someone refers to a woman as a stallion, or they start taking shots at Megan the Stallion, and they come with the textbook definition of a stallion, like a stallion is a male horse. Okay, like, so what? Like, we recreate words. It's called slang. It's like, I think it's kind of corny to just be like every post to be like, oh, you do know that a stallion is a male horse, especially when y'all don't even respect the English dictionary like that. You know what I mean? Like, y'all just like correcting because y'all just got hip because she's popular. So now because she's popular, everyone's like, why is she calling herself the stallion? A stallion is a male horse. No, it's a Southern slang term for a tall, thick woman. That's what it is. Like, y'all just getting on my nerves. And I just seen it today. And people are like, why you? I'm not upset about it. I'm just passionate about, I'm a rapper first, and I'm into, not like the English language, but I'm into reading and words. So if you read or if you're even into slang, into dialect, you would know that it's nothing new. They've been saying stallion since, if you watch any old blaxploitation movie, I'm quite sure you're going to hear a woman referred to as a stallion. And it's a men term.
You gotta definitely look at this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's easy for everybody to be a hater nowadays. That's what things is about.
Right,
You know
and
what I
y'all
mean?
thinking y'all sound smart, like, oh, you do know it's a male horse, right? Duh, we don't care that it's a male horse.
You do know
You
it's
do
a male
know
horse.
it's a male horse, like as if you guys are into horses now, like,
But you gotta be into a lot of individuals that have opinions as well.
right?
They don't leave where they are. So some of them never been down south or never been other places where they have slang or where they carry slang, you know.
And that's
the slang
but
changes,
and
and
that's
that's the problem.
exactly my point. That's why the rant is there, because you guys thinking that you're sounding smart, you actually sound disconnected and, no disrespect, uneducated, because that slang term has been around for eons. So please knock it off with the, you do know it's a male horse, right? Yes, but now it's a woman, a thick woman.
I'm gonna just tell you like this.
That's what it is.
I love
Okay?
me some stallions.
So,
So, y'all mad about that?
we gonna close on that.
I love
My
them
man horse, yes. Oh, look at that, pun intended. All
You
right?
cannot give me any advice. You cannot.
That's a fact.
Wrong one.
Wrong. Nah, that was a good one because they can't give you any advice.
Oh, true.
Nah, that's a fact.
Yeah. Nah,
Right.
but that was an early rant.
Yeah, I had to get that
Early
off
one,
because
you know.
I got into a back and forth.
RAINE rant. Nah, but horse, we go way back.
Yes, we do.
some people who listen to Unpopular Opinions may not know how far back we go, but we go way back. You care to share how far back we go? Pause.
We go back since, and I'm tired of him saying pause.
You said pause earlier.
Listen,
dude.
we over this. But anyway, no, I didn't say it earlier, guys. I told him stop saying it because we're grown. But we go back since we were young. I would say about like 12, 11. He actually gave me the name Horse.
I did.
Pause.
Well, I should have called you Stallion. Black
Pause.
Stallion.
Double pause.
Damn, that shit sounded bad. My bad.
Listen, man, I don't got no stallion. I'm good.
Dude,
That's
you could have
what
left it
females-
at that. I said Stallion. You said she's
man.
Rain
But
said
now
pause.
we go back. He told we played ball together. We've been through heartbreak together. We've been through happiness together.
Pause.
He watched me through.
Heartbreak was also for us.
Pause.
Y'all brothers. That's what's up.
I didn't break your heart. You didn't break mine. I like vagina.
Oh, God.
That's most definitely. You definitely don't gotta get it twisted here. Like that's a fact. But
Yeah, we ain't shit.
Well, tell us more about why you named him Horse, or you tell.
So funny shit though. I think this is when you came back from Florida.
yeah,
And then like first I knew you were Sean, but you played baseball. People didn't know. Most people didn't know you played baseball.
I was a baseball football
Yeah,
player.
because how we played in the big park where I grew up at, there was a field. Now it's a soccer field. It used to be like this concrete open space. People used to play baseball and shit. So he used to always play baseball with the Spanish people. He's the only black dude playing with the Spanish people. I just thought
That was
that
the
shit was
first one.
funny.
Listen, man, the block I grew up on.
You
man,
was playing overseas in
Malico.
your own hood.
That's a fact.
Nah, but then he went to Florida for a little minute and he came back and his voice was mad deep. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Everybody, like, I'm like, yo, you was like sounding like Michael Jackson last summer. This summer you sounding like Barry White and shit.
I definitely was though.
You was like, yo, what up, everybody? I'm like, whoa. He was like, somebody got vagina.
Basically, basically, that was another thing they used to tease me about. But puberty hit me. Unfortunately, I ain't go to 6'4", 6'5", so I would have been in the NFL. But
Motherfucker, puberty didn't hit you. That shit fucking nuclear bomb. Motherfucker, yo, boy.
At 12, though? Really? 12, 13?
when
Yo.
I came back from Florida, I had just graduated from high school out there.
Oh, okay.
I went to Florida A&M. I went to their high school. A lot of people don't know Florida A&M University and Florida State have high schools.
Oh, okay.
They have prep schools, so I went to a prep school out there. I graduated high school out there, and then when I came back, I was 18.
Oh, 18, okay.
Yeah. I was 18 years old, and they used to tease me about not getting any vagina either. That was another story.
Okay.
I mean,
So,
it's put it like this.
I didn't
Ray.
lose my virginity till I was 19.
Just to
I
give
have
you-
a
That's
problem
good.
telling people that, but
Just to open your horizons on what men talk about when we're 17, 18 years old. I was talking like I was just getting everything. I wasn't.
No, that's a
I
fact.
wasn't at that time. I was just talking shit because everybody else was talking shit too. I can admit that now. Back then, I couldn't admit that shit. I was slapping skins. Nah, but it was just fun times because at that time I was just learning how to make friends. I didn't know what the concept of friends was until like I met you and I met Taiwan at the time. So it was just like that. We just bonded. But when you came back though, that shit was crazy. Like, but then you got nice and ball because you wasn't shit on ball back then.
no, I wasn't. That
Yeah,
wasn't my sport.
You was terrible.
I was a football player. Football kept me out of jail, people. With my temper,
And baseball.
yes.
Yeah.
Football and baseball
you-
kept me out of jail. That I can say because at a point in time I had a bad temper and I
Yeah.
wasn't. I wasn't all that, but
Yeah.
as we grow, New York streets,
Yeah.
Word.
Nah,
it
we've
definitely
been we've been rocking since '98.
yes sir.
Yeah, 99, 1999. Yeah, man. Nah, but also people don't know we have the same birthday.
Yes we do.
You was born '85. I was born '84, so I'm
Yes.
older than you,
yes you are.
youngin. So yeah, his moms always calls us twins. His moms and my moms, we always say we're twins. The funny story is, remember tell them about that post.
Oh, man. My daughter. Hello, Kylie. I love you. My daughter had saw a picture of Owen's newborn. My mom had showed the picture to my daughter. My daughter said, "Oh, daddy got a new baby." So I had to explain to my daughter, like, no, I don't have a new child. That's my brother Omar. She's like, oh,
It's my
Dad
doppelganger.
look like you.
Just taller.
No.
You have more hair than me.
That's what's up.
You just chose, get into that. But anyway, was you guys affected by, even though it's a week later, were you affected by the blackout? I know
yes,
you was.
Yes, I was. Unfortunately, it blew my mind because it was like none of these places had generators. Yes. Pause.
You said it blew your mind. Pause.
Yes. A lot of things blow my mind out. But I was affected. I didn't understand, especially the city being down here.
Yeah.
Like, y'all don't have generators to make
Where
sure
were
certain
you
things don't
when it
happen.
happened?
I work on 48th and 6. I work at Christie's.
Okay.
I'm a control room operator. But yeah, it affected. Lights went out, the whole block, everything.
That's crazy because I was in that. And what time was that?
It started around 6:45.
Yeah.
And I guess I bypassed it because
A lot of people did. Certain people, if you were upper Manhattan, like 96th Street and stuff like that, a lot of people didn't even know what happened.
yeah, I went past it though. So I was the daylight concert.
Yeah.
I was kind of I mean, that was like 8 o'clock,
Yeah.
but Lower Manhattan, you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It was one of them things, man.
It was definitely crazy.
it kind of got Midtown only.
Yeah. And I remember, I'm like, yo, we affected? Because I thought we wasn't going to have a show the next day. Because it was not too far from where we do the show. So, just curious. It made me also think about the blackout years ago in August. I think, 2003?
Yeah, but that was a city blackout.
Yeah,
that was all boroughs and everything, so.
That was crazy. You remember where you guys were around that time? Right? Remember where you were during that blackout?
I don't. I'm not good with stuff like that. I don't really remember.
I remember exactly where I was.
I
was on my
remember
stoop.
walking though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it that one? It was more than one.
It was more than one, but that one was like the one that lasted for into the next day, I believe.
Yeah.
And people had to walk home from work.
Yeah.
I was one of those people that walked home from
Oh,
work.
man. That's no bueno.
It ended up kind of being fun
Yeah.
because it was with coworkers and we got like drinks and stuff.
Oh, that's
and,
cool. Were the drinks free?
Like on the way, people like Haagen-Dazs was giving out ice cream. Like it was like certain little.
We gotta
things.
have blackouts.
But
more
it
often.
was a lot. No, we do not. It was a lot. Basically, I forgot how I ended up finally getting home. But we walked we were by City Hall.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man, that's a walk.
Word, and we
That's a
walked
walk.
to Harlem.
That's a walk.
And then finally, something happened in Harlem that got me to the Bronx. I think I don't remember the details.
Oh man, I was chilling.
No, me too.
I was chilling. I remember. It was crazy. It felt like a movie. Like everybody was outside, and then like people had their candles out in front of a building. I think I was with Shorty at that time,
Oh, okay.
and I don't remember what we was doing. When we was outside. No, we was out. Not like that. We was outside. No, we was outside. But then it was just like I was like, yo, this isn't real. It was right on Marble Hill.
It wasn't making it rain?
Making it rain? What do you speak of? I'm gonna need you to
Stay off the weed.
But nah, it was just weird because I remember my mom was trying to get in contact with me, but you couldn't call nobody or whatever, and I didn't have a cell phone at that time, so it was just crazy. It made me think about that. But yeah, what else is to talk about? Rain, you had a dope concert.
Thank you.
Boss Chick Rain concert.
Well, the Boss Chick concert.
I always say Boss Chick Rain.
The Boss Chick
I
concert.
rehearsed this.
That's them rants that get you, man. That's them rants that get you.
So, what made you want to start something like this?
It's just like a natural progression, like going from one. I'm all about female rappers, and just constantly trying to prove that female rappers can actually rap. They do have talent. They make good music, and also just trying to provide more than just a regular showcase. So I tried to add a bit of everything that that I'm involved in. So we had a face-off. That was lit, it was the first live one because normally face-offs, if you follow battle rap, right, they always they're pre-recorded, so it's like only the people that are there get to see it. So it was kind of dope though to have a crowd because they actually responded to the disses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I'm trying to keep that going. If a battle event happens to be coming up, then maybe I'll do that. You know what I mean? Like, just kind of trying to like just be as creative as possible with providing a show and utilizing like everything as entertainment. So we had a battle.
Yeah.
Because I like the fact that it wasn't a battle rap crowd.
Yeah.
That's always been my thing, even having a battle league, is that I always wanted to market battle rap to, you know, outside crowd. Not necessarily like the people that just love it. You know what I mean? You want, because you want to get bigger. Yeah, you want to expand, and you want people, a lot of people like battle rap. Yeah. They probably don't follow it, so you want to just have entertainment. They
usually follow the people they know, though. That's the thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And only that. So, like, they'll only rock with URL or Smack, you know what I'm saying? Or they're only, you know, their favorite battler. They'll watch his battles. That's why, you know, it's good if you have a hip-hop. It's just about it being, like, a cultural thing. So, if it's hip-hop, you can't, like the industry does, you can't ignore battle rap. You know what I mean? So, that's my goal, is to always kind of include it.
I think it happened for you at the perfect time, though, because Jermaine Dupri had made the comments.
Right.
Everybody was doing
and
the
so,
backlash.
Right. And so
it just
but that's why, right.
And you started off your show posing that question, which I thought was dope.
Because kind of was throwing it out there. I like to have, like, again, just doing, like, different things. I'm not trying to, like, you know, be a geek about it, but, you know, just kind of like having dialogue with the audience, live dialogue. That's what I'm saying. I probably could work on the organization of it because it was kind of like freestyle. But it was dope, too, to have the very first female rapper in the building to come through Chirac on a humble. She just kind of pulled up. She's dope. A friend of Terrell Blair, who I did the event with. And
shout out to Terrell.
Word. Shout out to HLM Media. She just kind of came through. She said she had to support. She's in town actually shooting her movie. They're doing a movie on her story because she is the first female rapper. You know what I mean? And I see when I went to her IG, like everyone pays homage, like you know, from Nas to Primo to Kid Capri, they're all on her page, like, you know, saluting her and stuff like that. So it was just dope to get to chop it up with her. I want to definitely try to do, like, it's funny because my boy Seth had been from years. He was like, "Yo, you got to interview Shot Rock," because I saw somewhere where DMC from Run DMC, he said that he was inspired by her. That's why I'm like, you can't exclude women out of the picture, even though it's male dominated like anything else. Women were at the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, she was there with the guys, like, creating the first songs. You know what I mean? The Funky, I don't want to mess up the stuff, but the Funky 4+1, she is the +1. You know what I mean? And then the other female rappers came after, but we were never, like, included down the line. We started. You know what I mean? The same way I say about...
A lot of people be inspired by females by a lot of things, but we live in a macho world, so everybody want to feel like...
Right, but my thing is that don't act like we were included. We started it. You know what I mean? The same thing I say with Puerto Ricans as far as hip-hop goes. You know, Latinos rather, not, you know, against Puerto Ricans, but Latinos, they were at the beginning. They were breakdancing. They were rapping too. They are, you know, we created it. They cannot be excluded. They weren't included down the line. Yeah. And it's nothing on any other race that loves hip-hop. It's just saying that these are the forefathers. Like, black people, including, you know, we started it. That's it. You know, pay homage. So, and the show ended up being really, really dope. You know what I mean? The Cypher, too, I was proud of the Cypher, too, because it was something where normally women don't, because I've been rapping since forever, right? And I've been in a million ciphers, and this era is not the era, dudes included, where they want to be prepared to rap. Like,
they don't want to just rap.
Right. So she threw on some beat I never even heard. Like, it was a dope beat, but they all kind of killed it. Even if they only did like a few bars, no one was whack. You know what I'm saying?
I respect that and appreciate that because I missed that part of the
right.
Like the writtens, and you just spitting basically on the writtens, and people be like, people are spitting writtens.
Right.
They're not even spitting like.
But we from the era where you spit your written, you had to just kill it no matter what beat, because you ain't heard it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you guys gotta be prepared. So I'm happy that a group of women were able to do that. Like, actually, no one was off beat. You know what I'm saying? No, because I look for shit like that. Like, 'cause it was impromptu. They all knew we were doing it, but all of those girls weren't scheduled to be in the cipher. The girls who were on the flyer for the cipher in particular, they all weren't even there. So it was like a couple of them were there, and it was just dope. That's what I want captured. It's like, you know, you can't, that's the essence of it. Not to be all, I'm not like hip hop purist or anything.
Yeah.
But
It's not wrong with
am.
that, though.
Yeah, I am to a degree, but I'm not, because I feel like I'm aligned with the growth of it. So I'm not stuck in any way, in any part of the culture.
Yeah.
But it's about still preserving that aspect, and it's about people still seeing that, oh, people still do this. Yes, because it always comes back to that. You know what I mean? That's why the whole Jermaine Dupri thing, like bringing it full circle, to what Horse said. That's why that's why the whole Jermaine Dupri thing is like you are disconnected. Even though Sha Rock said that she didn't feel like he was, and she kind of like, she dropped a couple jewels, you know what I mean? Stuff that I relate to because I feel like I'm birthed through that. So she basically was saying that she didn't have to experience that because she was a forefather, like she created it. So it wasn't really about women can't do this or women are just talking about this. It's because back then it was about, can you rap or not? If you can't rap, you can't be in the cypher.
I kind of think with him, he didn't come corrected as far as explaining what he was meaning.
He was loose with his words. Yeah, exactly.
He was just saying what he said on his mind, and he didn't.
But now he's doing more interviews, which is kind of irking me because he's not really taking full accountability for the fact that he was loose. So now he's saying that, since Cardi B responded like, oh, since Jermaine Dupri said it, now I can say this. That's how he's interpreting it, and to me, that's still disconnected. And she defended herself.
The fact that the brat came to his defense.
That too. I have to see what she said, but I wasn't surprised by that because there are people like that are just not on her. I'm just saying that in general, right? That's like, I'm not that kind of person though. Meaning like, I'm gonna always stand tall for my people. But and maybe even correct you behind closed, but there are people that are just gonna ride out regardless. I'm not saying I didn't hear what she said, but I was not surprised that she defended him because that's also to me a school of thought. It's like, okay, if you jump out the window and you say something crazy, and some people are just gonna come to your defense. I'm not saying she shouldn't have. I'm just saying that I'm not surprised.
I took it as on her end as she's stuck in that era. Just as you said that you're not stuck in that era, some female rappers are.
What did she say? Do you know what she said?
Although I can't get the correct dialogue,
but like
I don't
in so
want to
many
misquote
words,
her, but basically in some words she was just like, he was misinterpreted, as I said, like he was talking about as far as the music that they're pushing, as far as what they're pushing now.
But that's the industry, and that's what he also helped to push.
No, that's
like I didn't watch the show OD like that, but the one girl who was kind of popular from his teenage hip hop show or whatever, the girl Mulatto, she makes similar records, and she's really, really young. So I was surprised, like on Tidal, if I'm listening to a Megan record, if you let the records just go, they'll give you every type of record like that. City Girls will come up. So I heard her song, I heard the girl Saweetie song, which I actually like. They're making fun records. This is why I have a problem with what he said, because like I said, it was loose and it kind of shitted on female rappers. And I'm saying that because real talk, for the past however long, the industry was we're saying that they were only allowing one rapper, one female, which was Nicki. Like she busted her ass to get there, but it went from it being a group of women to it being like, and you could watch it. This is why I want to document it. And you could watch how it happened from it being Lil' Kim and Foxy, but it still was more than one, right? Even Eve came out of there, and then the transition was into Nicki, right? And then it became like, all right, Nicki is dominating, and this is the whole thing where it's corny on his part. That's what I'm trying to say. They've been acting like all these girls didn't exist. So now, this is why I'm saying I'm not that particular rapper, but I'm a woman and I respect the female voice. There's nothing wrong with the woman empowering herself or being sexual or being raunchy. So what? That's her perspective.
But what I had a problem with is that you're a producer. You had artists. You created. You should know that a lot of these females are taking this angle to be a part of the industry.
But it's
some of these females can spit, and they have bars.
But
that's not the lane that.
But that's the problem I have with it too. I'm glad you said that. Is that they are rapping though. Some of them, like, he was to me shooting at Cardi, right? But when you listen to Cardi's records,
City-
though,
City Girls
all
Forever.
the records are not straight stripper records. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she's the main one popping who's actually an ex-stripper. This is why it was whack for him to say that. It's just a bunch of strippers rapping. That's whack.
To
They
give it,
forget about Eve.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. But all right,
That's the thing.
one
That's
last
crazy.
point I want to make, right? The main point I'm trying to make is that, so with that transition of the industry ignoring all these girls for mad years, and now, this is why it was whack for him to say that. Now that girls are, more than one woman is finally getting recognition. Not only Cardi, you got Megan, City Girls, they all charted. This is why he was asked the question. He was only asked the question because they were all on the charts. It was announced that this is the first time in a long time that 5 women have hit Billboard at the same time. So if you connected to the culture and you analyze that, to me, I look at that like, okay, they might be making a certain type of music, but the recognition is finally there. All that does is open the doors for the girls who's
most
rapping,
definitely.
because it's a process.
No, it
We
is.
got to get here before we got to make you dance and think about nothing first before we can get you to kind of like hear the bars.
No, it's fuck.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, his response shouldn't have been a damn cipher. His response should have been like, throw Rhapsody a hit record, because her name came out the most. And when Cardi named all those girls, you want to do a cipher. So now these girls who've been popping, Rhapsody got nominated for a Grammy. So now she's supposed to do a cipher to prove to you that she could rap? Nah.
Jermaine Dupri.
Nah.
I didn't have a problem with what he said. After doing the research, well, not me research more or less, but what the Brat said, according to TMZ, she said everything Jermaine Dupri does is done strategically. He knows what he's doing. He's a genius. You should be thankful that the conversation is even started now, because now the focus is absolutely on female rappers. She continues on and says, with his comments, he was misunderstood. He was taken out of context, because he says, well, she continues on saying, I love Jermaine Dupri. She's concluded. He's very smart at what he does, and there's always a method to his madness.
The
And
method is to revamp his brand. It
Oh,
has
no,
at
but-
the expense of female
But
rappers.
that's the challenge we in, because he hasn't been popping in a very long
But that's
time.
my
and
point.
the
He's
issue.
disconnected.
Yeah.
You only was that loose with your words, because to me, he was like, why they even asking me that? In my opinion, when I watched the clip,
Yeah.
right? His demeanor was like, why you asking about some fucking females right now?
They said,
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk about that.
they also said it was edited, and then
Most of them
Now
are though.
Now
and they
this.
said during a sit down, they asked him who his favorite rapper was. Was it Nicki? He told him to choose either Nicki or Cardi, and then that's when they got into the whole thing. You know, I don't
No,
think
I
they're
watched
showing
the
us
whole
who's the
thing.
best
So
rapper.
But that's not even
no,
fair,
That's
though.
not. That's
It's not.
That's whack.
But-
bro.
no,
why
no,
even ask him
no,
that?
but,
you know?
But
I
well,
watched it. I watched the clip.
When he said that,
They didn't
though,
say favorite rapper. They, like I said to him, they brought up those girls because more than one woman was on the Billboard charts at the same time. So that's why he connected to the sound that's charting is a stripper music sound. But that's what it is. You feel me? They only asked him because these women are on the charts. But so what?
They two different artists though. Bro.
But I don't.
They're two different
I
artists.
feel you. But I just don't think there was nothing wrong with what he said.
How?
Because one, I'm one of those few who believe it was taken out of context.
it
Because
was not.
Because I think that for him saying this, I don't think they're showing us who's the best rapper. For me, it's like strippers rapping. I'm thinking of it. This is how I'm thinking.
That was careless.
I
sorry.
mean,
He would
probably-
never say that about a man. How many men are dominating the rap game who can't fucking rap at all? How many?
And then
Half the
especially-
game cannot rap at all. These girls can actually rap though. So you reduce them rapping to strippers rapping. That is fucking misogynistic. I don't care what nobody says, because you would never do it. It's mad drug dealer ass niggas who can't rap.
Definitely. I just think like when you can't be a pioneer and say something about the current state because you come
have
off as
to
disconnected.
be. You have no. That's why he has more responsibility. You can't. This is the problem. You are a pioneer. You're a celebrity. You are disconnected, and you think because And the people make you feel that because you have this high brand, you can say whatever the fuck you want, and that's where you're wrong. You
But
cannot.
is he not entitled to that though?
Why?
He's entitled to do
No,
anything he
that's
wants.
an uneducated. That was an uneducated statement.
He's entitled to do whatever he wants. But as for the culture, it's kind of like, yo, bro,
He
you have to
shitted
be.
on them.
You can't do that for the culture, because if you're about the culture like you say you are, and you're a pioneer, whatever the case may be,
He ain't about the culture.
we could talk about how a lot of niggas in Atlanta is not.
But
what
you
they
can
are,
do that
what they
with
are.
anybody, right? But the reason,
can.
but it made me think about what KRS-One when he mentioned with the whole Nelly thing. He was like, how Nelly is in hip hop. And
That's
then
what I'm
Nelly,
saying,
then
though.
That was
Nelly
whack.
Then Nelly went back to him and said, yo, who are you to say what's hip hop or not?
That's him
That's the
being
point,
stuck.
though.
That's
I feel you.
KRS-One being stuck.
But I was one of those people. I didn't fault KRS-One, and I was fucking with Nelly.
Well,
at that
because
time.
everybody's entitled to have an opinion.
But I respected that, and I wish that more people like KRS-One said something. So it didn't bother me. I didn't feel no type of way.
But see, that's not right. If you grow, this is the problem with the old heads. They're not growing with the culture. The culture is not stuck where you are. The culture is growing. And if you want to preserve the culture and tradition, then you do that by being connected. You can't say that Nelly's music is not hip hop. How the fuck is it not hip hop? It was a dance song. He made dance music. He had fun. Hip hop is about fun.
But a part of their reason of why they feel that way is because they feel like they don't get the recognition as well.
KRS-One gets recognition.
I don't think
he's
it's
stuck.
I'm saying, but that be a lot of their issue. It's like, yo, we started this. So yeah, it is stuck. Their thing is like, where's this now? The reason why you're making the money you making now and you're able to do how you do, because we're doing this. And they feel like they want them to fan feed them now.
But that goes, it's twofold. And this is where the old heads they kind of got it twisted. It's twofold. At the same time, you're not reaching out. You shitting on niggas. That's what I'm saying. You shitting on him.
It goes both ways.
That's a bold-faced lie for you to be from the Bronx and to be a creator of hip-hop to say that his music is not hip-hop.
Yep.
I mean,
that's stupid.
Well, I understood why he would say that, because when Nelly's music comes across the ears of like a KRS-One, he's listening to it differently.
Yes,
right?
but
so I got that, but I mean,
opinion how we spoke about different language and people not understanding different language.
Yeah.
You don't live where Nelly live at. You don't have the same experience.
It's
that
not
he
New
has.
York.
Of course.
So if you're able, I want to hear what's going on abroad, especially of what you're going through, because
do y'all know all KRS-One songs?
No.
My bad.
Whoop whoop. That's the sound of the.
That's the main one.
I'm thinking of Nelly's biggest song. What was not hip hop about Down Down Baby?
I think it wasn't that. It was what song was it?
It was simple.
I think it was.
It was the Down Down Baby.
It was?
Yes, sir.
That's a hip hop song.
I like that song.
It's a hip hop song from a different place.
I mean,
yes,
different place.
Hip hop is not the same everywhere. That's what people need to realize.
I've come to realize with hip hop that it's still, like I said this in the previous episode too, like it's still new. It's still like defining itself. Like it's still
it's world renowned.
Yeah,
it's about the world.
I've realized
some of these people. You got a lot of individuals that don't even make money in America. They make it overseas. That you don't even know they hip hop names, or you don't even know they still relevant.
Yeah, like
because they overseas.
I'm platinum in Timbuktu. Like my shit is ringing over there.
I'm just saying though.
You know,
a lot of people tour here because, I mean, America, like especially here, America is so judgmental.
Yeah,
everybody's so judgmental instead of embracing, and that's part of the problem.
I just think with Jermaine, when he said that. It's fine. You can have your opinion. I understand what you're saying, Rain. Like you can't be reckless.
Opinion.
I get that.
I'm just saying, let's just state that it's an uneducated opinion. People don't like when I say that, but uneducated opinion just means that you did not research before you said that.
I don't think for him it's uneducated.
No, y'all giving him the power of his brand that he can just say. It's still uneducated.
But you know what it is? It is his opinion.
But it's not educated.
It's unpopular.
I understand because
point intended.
Because
it's unpopular.
That's true. But in essence, though, with the exception of say a Rhapsody and like I can't think of any other lyrical female rapper.
Remy.
What? She raps.
There's mad
don't do that,
3D
bro.
Nati. There's mad girls
it's
that
will
pop that are popping that he didn't know about.
But I think what he's because it's so difficult.
No, don't do it. First of all, the culture has accepted and allowed, right? street guys who can't rap,
Migos.
whoever, to make money and rap.
Hear you.
only an issue when it's women.
No,
That is my problem with his statement.
Okay.
He would have never publicly, at least not in my opinion, I've never heard it before, you would have never publicly been that loose with your words regarding men. Do not give the women the same respect, because in the actual thing, outside of maybe the city girls and a couple of them, the girls who you taking shots at, they're actually rapping.
But
That's my point. That's my main point.
One thing you have to remember too, he's a head of a label, and just how you said, a lot of these labels, they put that narrative. They don't respect a lot of the women that's out here, and they push that narrative. You know what I'm saying?
Hip hop don't respect women. Let's talk about that. We can say that. That's my point. That's why he said that. It's a lack of respect.
I don't think it's a lack of
It
respect.
is a lack of respect, because you would never have said that. You would never have been that loose with your words about men.
Maybe he has, and it hasn't been put out there, because I think maybe this is
No, you know
something,
why?
you know,
Because
I don't
men
know.
who cannot rap have charted 1 million times. I mean, do we have to say that? There are men who cannot rap. Why he didn't say that about Lil Yachty?
Because the corporate entity, he's a part of the corporate.
I don't know.
He is a part of the corporate.
But you take
you don't-
shots at women.
I feel you.
man.
I mean, if you don't like the strippers rapping, don't listen to it.
He has produced stripper music.
Yep.
He's made strip club bangers. He's from Atlanta.
Yeah.
What is he talking about?
That's why I'm willing to
But
give
this
him
is
the
my pro-
benefit of the
No,
doubt that
no.
it wasn't.
So now we
taken
have a
that way.
problem. We have a problem with strippers making the music. So the dudes can make the songs about strippers, but the stripper can't make the song. That's the problem. That is misogynist. That's stupid. That is just stupid. So now a stripper can't rap?
I don't think he said
No,
that.
he had no business saying that. Why did he even bring up strippers? He would never have said, "Oh, it just sounds," because he would never have said, "Oh, it's just a bunch of drug dealers rapping." Niggas would have been on his head. Fuck out of here. Nah, yo, don't do that.
Then
The
maybe-
culture allowed it already. You should have been tighter with your words, Jermaine Dupri. You were disconnected.
So I just think
Yeah,
all
that's
these
a fact.
strippers need to find Jermaine Dupri and tie him up with G-string.
It's not all these. Oh gosh, man. And that's the problem. The only one who's really an
like
ex-stripper
the
is
like,
Cardi. So what are you talking
feel
about?
you.
And Cash Doll.
And
So
you had-
who the other
but
strippers
then you
rapping?
had-
Megan's not a stripper.
You had strippers in the past. You had Eve. You know what I'm
But she was
saying?
a
You had strippers.
former stripper.
But I'm saying though,
I guess a stripper.
you had strippers always. And he's from Atlanta. He know better than that. You had strippers that was always rapping. They just ain't make it.
That's
to the,
why. But see, you're proving my point. That's why it was a
They
shot.
became
It's
strippers.
a shot.
I hear you.
It's
I
a
mean,
shot,
I hear
yo.
you. I don't.
It's an
People gotta
unnecessary
feed.
shot,
People gotta
yo.
feed their family. So
I mean, I just
people
come-
became strippers.
Right, so
you
it's
know what I mean?
okay that niggas sell drugs. It's okay they feeding their family,
You know what I mean?
but now they can't rap, but they rapping. It's okay. That's okay. I'm saying if we allowed that,
Speaking of selling drugs, I have a very interesting unpopular opinion that I
What's up?
received that I'll share with you at the end. It's quite interesting.
we might as well share it now.
No, I'm gonna share it later because you said drugs. But
I'm only bringing that up because I always bring that.
Nah,
I've
but
been
I re-
seeing
I
this for a
respect
long
it.
time.
I respect the fact that how you, in the 4 point of your opinion of how you put it, in fact, you made stripper club music, you did all that.
So he been
should
on
have that
records
opinion.
with dudes who don't rap.
Nah, it's a
Maybe
fact.
it didn't dominate because you have more men. You have more of a variety. That's what I'm trying to say. It's
He
a
had
di-
people
it's a
write. He had
disconnect.
people writing for people. So,
But not only that, I'm saying it's a disconnect because that variety is not there because we just now
Do
getting
you-
allowed to have more than one woman on the charts
you-
and they're all making the
do
same
you
kind
feel?
of music.
Do you really? But do you truly feel like it's a disconnect, or he just doesn't like it? I feel like in his comments, he just don't rock with it, and that's just it. You know what I'm saying?
No,
That's
the
what I
don't feel like it's a
disconnect-
disconnect.
No, the disconnect is what he said. You cannot say stupid shit like it's just strippers rapping because there's only really one ex-stripper.
Yeah,
They
but
asked
they
him in
mentioned-
particular about 3 girls.
Mhm.
And that's your response? That was loose. And you would never have been that loose with no men.
I hear you.
That's my point.
I
That's
hear
my
you.
only point. Don't be loose like that with women.
So I guess what you're essentially
He
saying,
shitted on girls right now.
he should have worded it differently.
He should have
No, he
been
should've-
tight, not worded it
My thing
differently.
is-
No, he shouldn't have even said
my
strippers
thing,
making music.
my
He shouldn't have
thing
said that.
is, my thing is, he should have worded it. Him being a pioneer, he should have worded it as where it come across basis or not answer the question at all. and be like, yo, I don't want.
Or
know
just
what I'm
say, you know what, I'm not fond of those of
Nah,
that
that's a
music.
fact.
Yeah, I mean, it just made me think about also now.
He got into detail.
Hearing,
I just
hearing
said
you guys' point.
there are girls out there who are not, because now that's his copping the plea now. Now he's saying that. He's saying now there are girls out there that are not getting their recognition.
Yeah.
So that's why he said what he said. Nigga, you should have said that off rip. That's all you had to say.
I hear you. What up, Q? I'm.
Good day.
Good day.
But I hear you. I'm just coming to realize with hip hop, there's different avenues of it. You have your women who used to strip and they're rappers. You have your men who used to sell drugs and they're rappers. You have men who saw other men sell drugs and they want to rap about selling drugs.
Exactly.
You got
Which is
all
a lot of
sell
the-
drugs.
Exactly.
Which is a lot of the industry,
I
unfortunately.
hear you. And this is
That's
what
my point.
this is where I'm at with hip hop.
Where's the public Where's the public? I have never once heard no one address that.
No, people have addressed
Like
it
publicly,
bigger.
really, to say I have a problem with the fact that these guys are doing. You
You're-
never
you're-
heard the way. This is what I'm trying to say.
They're probably not on a bigger scale, but people have addressed it. Like, that's been addressed as far as certain individuals rapping about music or what they're not about.
Yeah, in
and stuff like
general,
that.
but specifically to what he did, I don't think y'all understand the magnitude of what he said. I have never heard a man actually say that about other men, and that music, the non-rapping ass dudes dominate the culture. So you have a lot of fucking nerve making it about three women who only one is an ex-stripper.
I think
you
so.
reduced it to strippers rapping. That was just stupid. I'm sorry. It's also disconnected. Because if you see, this is what people don't understand. As
Nas
someone
kinda said
who
it,
has
though.
a brand that Nas did say, that whole movement was about
Hip hop
that.
is dead.
When he said that, he was getting at the drug dealers who saying like, he was like, yo, make your money, but leave this alone.
Leave the hip hop shit alone.
Right? So he's probably the only one who said it through art,
Yeah.
right? But my problem is the demographic that supports female rappers
Yeah.
is not the same demographic that supports male rappers. It's not the same.
I
That's
just,
why, and the opinion, the highest opinion is the least supportive. Meaning, like the heterosexual male
Yeah.
does not really support the female rapper like that. And they have, y'all in general, I'm not saying y'all, but y'all have the most to say. Y'all do not buy tickets. Y'all do not download their music. You do not put money in their pocket, but you have so much to fucking say about women rapping. Why? When basically in my own stats, it's only 15% of the heterosexual male that actually support women, that actually may buy a ticket or download the music because they actually like it, or they'll go to a concert because they probably want to bag girls or whatever. Like, they actually support. Outside of that, it's women and gay men that support female rappers. I mean, put money in their pocket.
I support female.
But the
rappers.
right,
That is
and
very
I'm a
it's a
part of the.
small
I'm a
amount
part
of
of
you
the. I'm a part of the industry.
15%.
So that's why I'm a part of the industry. So
But
I
15%,
support everything.
15% of y'all do.
But
so
I
that's
think-
what I'm saying. But y'all have the most to say about it.
I think that comes that reflects upon society and how men are perceived supporting women. It's almost like we used to crack jokes
that's-
about that shit back in the day. Like, yo, we walk and we see some dude bumping Keisha Cole in the car. What the fuck you bumping Keisha Cole in the
Exactly.
car? So it's one of those things. Come on.
Yo,
But
would,
is it-
would you
but
buy
you-
Keisha Cole
but-
album?
Excuse me? I
Oh,
would buy,
yes.
but I will not tell anybody else. Well, I just told everybody.
Have
But
you, what
I-
women
I
have
feel
your
like-
boy?
What women have what?
What women, rappers
Oh.
or
Solange.
singers, have your boy?
Singers are right.
Solange.
Okay.
Mary J. Blige.
Okay.
I fuck with Mary J. Blige. I love Mary.
Okay.
Keisha Cole.
That's his voice.
Eve.
by the way.
Remy.
Okay.
Nicki. I've been to Nicki concerts.
But we talking
Okay.
like saying,
Oh.
would you?
No, I'm
no, I'm
talking
talking.
that.
In general?
I'm
Okay,
talking
okay.
in
Now, I'm
general.
saying just
So
women.
Okay.
if I
That,
go
that
back,
says to me he actually supports women.
Yeah.
I'm saying that percentage of male,
I hear you.
which I'm categorizing by heterosexual male, is a small percentage of men that actually support women.
but the corporate.
That's
but
all
the-
I'm saying.
But the narrative that's put out there by the corporate and society in general has a lot to do with that as well.
But let's break that down, though.
What
I
do
mean,
you mean?
let's break what he was saying down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as far as female rappers, I guess, is it okay that our female rappers are carrying themselves in such a way
It should
now?
be. We carry
No,
ourselves any way we
but-
want to.
I mean, I'm just saying, reflecting to what he's saying, being
I'm-
stripper rappers.
I'm saying, but as Rain was saying,
Yeah.
it should be because we carry ourselves the way we want to. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that hip hop culture of wearing your pants down beneath your butt come from hip hop. That's
why don't we have
that's a
this
jail
conversation
culture.
about men?
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
I'm just for the sake of this subject and what he said. I'm just
See,
thinking.
here's the thing. I would say, like, all right, the 3 rappers that was brought up to him was Nicki, Megan, and I think Nicki.
Megan the
Stallion, right? And I think Nicki. This is why it was disrespectful. Again, strippers making music, right?
I just want to point out that you doing that perpetuates, like.
I like that shirt.
Thank you. But you doing that perpetuates this very thing that we're talking about, right?
Me doing what?
Like feeling the need to clarify this young lady's whole name, and subconsciously, like it's a small thing. It does.
It did, but he did it because I had a rant about Stallions.
Got it.
And I didn't know Megan was the Stallion. You're always coming for me without context.
But I'm just saying.
Because
like,
I didn't know.
Listening blindly.
Well, then you gotta listen with eyes.
Where were we?
So you were speaking about the 3 women that he identified.
Yeah.
Right, but what was I responding to? Oh, you said
it's gotta be men.
Yeah, like, as far as like how women are stripping and that's how they're being
this is the
perceived.
thing. All right, let's take Megan. That's who, to me, he also was shooting at, right?
Yeah.
So she's not a stripper, but she has a sexual image, right? And her music is, I don't know that her music is stripper music, but it could be. It's not actually.
It's a culture where she's from. It's a
but
culture.
this is why I'm also saying he's disconnected. I know he never listened to her shit like that. So she rhymes about sex, but so what? That's empowering. As a woman, right, listening to her, I listened to her Tina Snow project, which is a really good project. The Fever project is all right to me, but the Tina Snow project is a good body of work. It's empowerment. It's saying that I'm in control. She's talking about sex, but she's talking about sex from a point of being the controller. It's not like disrespectful. It's it's sexual freedom, which for years women are made to feel like you can't be sexually free. All these aspects are ignored when men are talking about these topics. You're not even fucking in tune with that. That's why you reduce it to, oh, it's stripper music, oh, it's some sex shit, oh, she's raunchy, oh, she's fucking for money. I had to correct somebody in her popular song in Big Old Freak, right? Some guy came at me, oh, she's fucking for money. How is she fucking for money? The line says, since you my bae, I'm going to do whatever. He interpreted it as, since I want to get paid. What are you talking about?
Well, obviously he's lonely.
But I'm saying this is how it's reduced easily. You fucking.
But then
so
the
what?
whole general music has to be reduced in because it's about expression. It's about feeling. It's about empowering. So for somewhere along the way, dudes that's downplaying that, they're whack for that. They're corny for that.
That's what I'm saying. This
it's about
microscope
expression.
lens is only placed on women. Like, why?
And
I can't rap about. So if I rap about sex, I'm a stripper now.
And I think that's the thing that's ironic about it, right? Because I feel like men quickly like have things to say about like the types of rap that Megan or Nicki or Cardi put out, but they fail to like take accountability for the environment that they created that forced women to have to.
That's my point. This environment was created.
Right? So it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't, which is very
women
similar to what
like
Black people go through with like white patriarchy, right? I don't mean to.
No,
but
it's
always
that's
what it is.
You know why you have to do that? Because a lot of black men, in particular, do not get that correlation. That's why they don't understand sexism. If you can understand racism completely, you have to understand sexism.
But
that correlation is necessary.
It is definitely necessary. But as a black man, a lot of us, and I can't speak for all, but a lot of us are insecure in every form or aspect, and a lot of things that we go by, and certain things that if we show, a lot of dudes have to show the macho, because if you show a level of sensitivity and stuff like that, you're not looked at as a man by your counterparts.
Right.
And that's the problem.
Well, Drake opened that avenue. You can be emotional and stuff
Drake
like
shots.
that. No Drake shots. I'm giving
this is
giving
my
him
audio.
I'm giving him his props
No,
for that.
But in some ways, it also minimizes like what emotional investment is, right?
No, it's definitely.
Because not just because he sings and rap means that like he doesn't speak the Bible for what it means to bring emotion to music. Everybody has. It's just about like who's also having creating the dialogue back and forth to.
That's basically the main part of it is who's creating it.
Yeah,
and that's the problem that RAINE has.
I just brought
If
up
if the women's creating it, it's a problem.
I just
If
brought
a man
up
is creating it, it's not a problem.
I just brought up Drake because it's something that we haven't really seen in hip hop, and in correlation to women, this avenue we haven't really seen in hip hop.
It has to get there, though. That's my point. It's a process. Right now, it's on the sexual zone. That's what's hitting the charts. That's what's getting the notoriety. But that only opens the floodgates for the other women who have been around that the industry has been ignoring. We've been here. We've been talking raw. We've been saying all these stories. But it's a process. And that's my point.
But it's also funny how they try to like create a separation between like artists like Cardi B and artists like her, right? Because like, okay, so I guess I recognize that hers is an R&B artist.
They're lumping them together. Who?
Her, H-E-R.
Oh, her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
But I recognize she's an R&B artist, but she's still something for like the culture, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's interesting listening to like all of her music. You can tell like a lot of Lauryn Hill influences because I feel like she tries to. She definitely
dope.
is.
Like she's dope.
But like even still with like platform and stuff like
we
that,
get it.
right?
She's dope.
No, she's dope. You need it.
No,
Yeah,
she really is.
dope.
Like even watching her in concert, she plays like all the
I
damn
gotta get more in
instruments.
tune.
Can we get to the point? We get it. She's dope. Horse.
No, she's dope.
You got a problem with him
Don't be
giving
upset.
female
You
artists her credit?
don't get Jermaine Dupri on me.
I'm just saying, like we just have.
Don't get Jermaine Dupri on me.
We just got like a whole. She's dope. Yeah, she really good, man. Yeah, she really good.
Her is dope.
But
bro.
you
you were saying.
that?
Oh no, I was just saying like just creating the distinction or like the separation, right? Or even like minimizing the like women rap to those three artists like Rhapsody and stuff like that don't exist, right? But even shamefully on most females who don't go seek artists, like women artists, and support them. And I don't know if it's something to be taken as shame. I think it's like also about access and the things that are like
that's
made
a very
available.
valuable point as well.
Like for example, I put you on the Rhapsody. Remember, I would come in the office. I'm like, yo,
I knew
Rhapsody.
he was ready for that one.
I was ready.
He was ready.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I don't look at like. And this is gonna sound.
You don't look for it.
And the thing is though, with female rappers, right? I'm trying to think of a.
You don't look for it.
No. I'm trying to think of a politically correct way to say what I don't.
Just say it.
All right. I don't want to see them as a female rapper to give them their credence. I want to see them as a
Why
rapper.
not, though?
My whole thing is just like that's what. When I look at Rhapsody, I'm pretty sure with Rhapsody. Exactly. I'm just saying. I see that she's a rapper. She's dope. She can hang with the dudes.
You know what?
He said exactly
It's
to I don't see
good
color.
that you said that, right?
Same difference.
I'm gonna say this, right?
Whatever.
As a rapper who's a female, right? First, right? The reason why I don't have a problem with being referred to as a female rapper is because of the demographic.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm saying that from a owner's standpoint, right? So when I started my battle league, that's when I realized the demographic. I started marketing, like, people don't realize that because I did it subtly, right? Because I had competition that was hating on me because I had a league. So what I started doing was saying support female battle rap because they were getting people to like separate us by brands, right? But my overall mission is the empowerment of women altogether. It has nothing to do with you being over there and me being over here. I'm trying to get people to support women that rap. So I started pumping support female battle rap, female rappers, because it has to be marketed that way. You know why? Because the dollars are different. That's the same thing with WNBA. That's why there is a WNBA.
The industry doesn't exist right now, so you have to create one pipeline.
You have to market women to the people that support it, and you have to expand it to. You have to. That's the.
And it's not
leading.
it's not marketed like it's supposed to be though, and that's the problem.
Well,
like the
that's what-
corporations don't put the same money
But that's-
behind the
and
WNBA
you know what,
that
exactly,
they put
and
towards behind the NBA. And
But that's
the
the
problem.
same thing with rap. That's why now, as a rapper, when I go back to Sha Rock, right? She said she didn't have to go through that because she was a creator, right? She started it. And it was about who was the best, right? So I'm like I said, I'm from that. So yeah, you want to be the best, but you're still a woman doing it, right? So I done been in like before it was Queen of the Ring and all that, you know, the on-camera battle era, I was rapping in the street. And most times I was the only woman. Like my era is the only woman. Like it might be one other girl at a show. So it was to get the respect from the men that, yo, that girl is nice, yo. I could lose, but I wanted that respect. And that's what it was about. But it's still the fact that I want the respect as a woman. The same way if a girl comes on the court with you, she wants that respect. If she dunks on your ass, she wants that respect. Like
she wants that respect as a ball player, not necessarily as a woman, though. You know what I'm saying? Like I played against ball players.
But because she's a woman,
I get that. But they want to be seen as a ball player.
Most
Let me
definitely.
finish. But y'all looking at her, I know I was a tomboy. I played sports.
Yeah.
The dudes look at you like, you a girl, you can't play until you get out there and you shit on them, and they're like, even if you beat me, it's like, yo, you got skills, yo. So it's respect as a player. I'm bringing it full circle to say, yeah, as an individual, I want the respect as a rapper, but I'm saying that as a whole, it has to be marketed as women rap. That's what I'm trying to say. So individually, yeah, I want the best. I've been in the ciphers with some of the best rappers ever, and my only goal was to get the respect from them. Like, yo, Shorty's nice.
Of course.
But it's still always she's nice. Shorty is nice. It's not the same camaraderie. You know, like dudes would end up respecting you like, yo, and I started running with dudes off of rap. You know what I'm saying? But it's still a distinction. You still end up being the only girl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you still end up feeling like an outcast because you don't.
Well, sort of, but you also end up being, because see, my era also too, girls were not nice like that.
Nah, that's a fact.
Remember? So girls would be like, when I was 12 rapping, right? I remember being called whack, right? I probably wasn't right. It was like 8, whatever. But by the time I was 17, the same dudes that was calling me whack was saying, yo, you nice. It was a earned thing. But at the same time, I knew the demographic, not the demographic, my peers were non-existent. It wasn't a lot of nice girl rappers like that. They were bubblegum. We used to call them bubblegum rappers. You know what I'm saying? So it still was that distinction. And all I'm saying is that as more and more girls got better and better at it, here's the transition. So I was always trying to prove that the passion that I rapped with came from trying to prove that I was just better than you, regardless as a woman or not. Then the new era came of where it was more girls rapping, right? And so now you're competing with the women. Before you were competing with the men. So you see what I'm saying? It was just different. And I'm just saying that now, as someone on the outside trying to push a platform, I'm saying that the people that support it, I think you have to market it as women rap. That's what I'm trying to say. You have to push it like that because it's a different buying market. The same way how you said the same dollars are not there for the WNBA. It's the same thing. The same. The money actually is there though.
Yeah, they don't put it. They
for
don't
the
back
rappers.
it. The corporation.
Right.
You
You gotta go look for it. But it's still less.
At least right now, right? I feel like I agree. And there's in many ways you can't look at it any differently from the way, because when you said that, it sounded like I don't see race, right? Or that person who's like, I don't see color.
Yeah,
I don't see, but I also do hear you when you say that like women don't want to be seen as like the woman rapper.
They don't want to be addressed as
They don't want to be addressed as such.
Women feel uncomfortable.
Some women don't like
with that.
femc. They don't like that word.
They
femc.
don't
I
like
mean,
to say female.
Yeah, that was part of the culture I grew up with, playing ball against other women who were really good. They just wanted to play ball. They wanted to be identified as a ball player first, and I respected that. I was never one, because I was always that kid that was scared to get his ass bust. Period. Doesn't matter if it was a boy or a girl. I was always ready. You know what I'm saying? So I come from that aspect. However, with rap, I just think it's just a reflection upon the culture within hip hop. That's why there's such a divide. But I think as far as sports, it's a bit different. I think there's it's a bit different.
It is a bit different, but I also have a big issue.
I can agree with that.
I had a big issue with that the Women's World Cup. that just happened. Like, I had a big issue not knowing those women have been winning forever and make 10 times less than the men.
And I'm sorry.
And that was it.
That's
And that was a
crazy.
big issue because
And I
the men U.S. team sucks.
But real quick, I
But
forgot
you know what?
I forgot
You
to
know
drop
what?
the
It's
stats
the same
on
thing
it.
in battle rap.
That's true.
The female battlers are more entertaining as a whole. It's just no one has taken it to market it properly, and they make way less. There's no woman in battle rap that has gotten paid more than $5,000 to battle. Meanwhile, the top guy, and I get it, they'll say demographic. That's what they'll say. I'm telling you what the corporate says. They'll say demographic. Meanwhile, the top guy has probably gotten 50,000, 100,000. Cassie has got $250,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? These girls, and they can sell. That is also why it's on the surface, it's the same thing, yo.
I mean, to close out with this number, and this is something I forgot to give you guys. The men's soccer team, they generate over $6 billion. Men's soccer, $6 billion. Women's soccer, they generate over $100 million in revenue.
Poor marketing, and it's the demographic.
Dude,
However,
The demographic is different.
No, wait. The reason why, and I know you say poor marketing, you say demographic. However, it's just a matter of this is
But generation,
worldwide.
no, the money generated is a demographic. That's what I'm saying. Sales.
then
I'm
you
saying
have to-
that it's supported. It's a different demographic from the women. That's why it's less money.
Let's be real now, This is America. You got old white men that put money into.
Well, this is it's worldwide. It's not just America.
I'm just saying though. You have men. The people that got money.
Mm-hmm.
They want to dominate men. I'm a man. I'm gonna put my money where it needs to be. Them generating over $6 billion. It's like y'all haven't been the winners.
But
The
no,
people
that's not.
use it-
But that's worldwide. That's not representing America.
get you,
Like
but
there's other
worldwide-
countries, men who like Brazil.
I get you.
You got.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But
Now here,
you
what's
see
the-
women. You see women's jerseys from the USA worldwide, and that's the problem.
I feel, but then that's just America not taking in soccer, right? If you think about it, because it's
Oh, no,
around the
that's a
same.
fact.
It's around the same.
That's a fact.
It's around the same figure as far as representation of men in soccer for United States. However, worldwide, I get it because there's. I guess in soccer for women, from what I've read,
No, they don't.
women
It's not a large
American
term.
soccer,
Yeah.
United States, it's just them, and then that's it. As far as for men's soccer,
In the
there's-
United States, though.
I mean, as far as like the popularity of it, or why it generates so much money,
No,
because
I'm
it's
saying,
not.
what's the stats of the men's soccer? If the women have been winning all this time, the men have been losing in America.
Yeah.
What is the stats of the men's?
Oh, like.
money?
Or the money that they
The money
generate,
from
yeah, that's a specifically.
Oh
what
well,
I'm
it's
speaking
not.
of.
It's nowhere near in the billions.
No,
As far
well,
as what the United,
but I
as far
want
as
to
the
know the
United States.
correlation. I'm quite sure the winning women's team,
Mhm.
like he said, been winning forever.
Yeah.
They make so much less.
Yeah,
the
they
men
make.
have been losing. They're not even the most popular soccer team worldwide, correct?
Yeah, they're not.
And what do they make?
They make whether they win. I think if they win, we talked about this last week. They win. I think they make $500,000.
Okay.
I think.
And what do the women make?
I think
50,000, 100,000.
like 90.
Yeah,
Like
That's
90,
crazy.
I think.
that's fucking.
That's not even competitive. That's not
It's
even on
not.
par.
It's not. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's a.
That's why I
injustice.
say it's the marketing and the demographic. So they putting more dollars into what generates
No,
more
most-
money.
most definitely.
They're not but the women could make more money if they were properly marketed.
Why was
they
it-
don't market the WNBA that well. It's going on all this summer. I haven't been to one in a long time, but I'm not even seeing
A
no
lot
damn
of the-
commercials.
A lot of
But
these
what do you
a lot of-
watch?
A lot of the people a lot of the superstars.
But you
What
watch
sh-
it.
what-
You
what
watch it
channels
because
do
it's
you
put in
watch?
front of you, though.
I don't
you
watch
watch it because
TV
it's
like
put in
that.
front of
They-
you.
saying-
Just like
But social media is the number one right now.
It-
I'm see, my bad. We see basketball joints all the time. How come I don't see no WNBA promo coming down my damn timeline?
Because people who watch Love and Hip Hop, they're not gonna advertise.
I don't
WNBA on
watch Love and Hip Hop.
No, I'm just not saying you, but the women. I'm just saying if you wanna.
Oh dear.
But,
So
I'm being real.
no, but this is
Being
where.
real
But
about
this
it.
is
Watch
but
Love
this is
and
but this
Hip-Hop?
also needs to be checked,
wasn't
right?
done.
Because this is said with the assumption that people who watch Love and Hip Hop wouldn't also watch like basketball.
Exactly.
So that so there's an ignorance there.
What the
That's
hell
how
is
they
that?
promote, though.
One.
'Cause I
And then
wasn't-
two, that's the same thing that they said about black TV shows before people started
Yes,
putting money behind black
it's
TV
the
shows.
marketing,
So
yo.
it sounds
This
like,
is probably
that
why
sounds like
Jermaine
it's a
Dupri
hypocrisy.
was
It's
misunderstood.
a hypocrisy.
No, he was not
And for Nas to
misunderstood.
put out a song talking about cross your legs and like, somebody needs to
The
also
word-
tell Nas that
oh.
like I appreciate
A
men who
song
have different.
called Crush Your Legs?
I forget what this song is,
Yeah,
and
I
I
know what
praise
you're
and I
talking
hope that it's on the one that I was just listening
It's on
to.
his
Lost
album.
Tapes?
Yeah, it's
But
on
he
Lost
needs to
Tapes
shut
too.
up.
Lost tape, so
Why?
Because like
We'll
I
get into
appreciate
that.
his
Get into
perspective,
the review.
but
2 more minutes.
what's interesting about
Okay.
things like this is that it's also, and I also like respect the process of growth and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to pay attention to like his interactions with women, like throughout his career, before he says something like that. I appreciate Nas as a man who always puts out like shit for kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like all these theme songs, that's great. But I feel like he's a man who lives in hypocrisy, and I hate when men feel as though it's okay for them to take to their art and tell women how it is that they should behave. Now, women do
Well,
the same thing,
can
so
I
I can
just-
understand.
Can I just say something on that? Nas, a lot of his relationships have been publicly out there, and how he's been treated by women. So a lot of assumption that a lot of dudes go by is what their experiences was. It's not so much. I don't think you should take it in context as in all women.
Well, hold that for the review, because
No
I
problem,
wanted us to finish this conversation about
Well, defend
women.
your
Thank you,
what you say.
because that's
I'm
what
sorry.
happened with Jermaine Dupri. He was cut off, and that's how this all
He
happened.
was not cut off.
So what I'm saying is, for example, it was just an example. Like WNBA, NBA, just marketing all together. They're very strategic, right? So
clearly not that strategic.
for the NBA TV, they market the hell out of the WNBA. For Lifetime, don't ask me why I was watching Lifetime.
Ain't nothing wrong with watching Lifetime, bro.
Excuse me.
There's nothing wrong with watching Lifetime, sir.
They promote the WNBA. Why? Why do you think they promote the WNBA?
Because women.
Because a lot of women watch Lifetime.
Right. So that's through research, right? There's no WNBA advertisements on
But
VH1.
can I say
or
can I say this though?
freaking
It should be, because the fact of the matter is they lost a lot of their superstars this year.
I agree.
Because they had to go overseas to keep making money that they're not being able to make. And there's a lot of nice. We watch college women. That's marketed well.
I hear you.
I'm just saying though.
See, when I say marketed
It's
well
marketed
too,
the same way.
But when I say marketed well, it's
But
not.
people watch women. People watch NCAA women basketball more than they watch WNBA.
When I say marketed well,
It's the
I'm
same.
saying that I should see promo.
Everywhere.
Everyone should see promo.
Everywhere,
You should be it's something that it's something that needs help, right? So you don't market it specifically to people who watch fucking Lifetime. You don't market
Because
it
those are
specifically
like those
to
are
the
that's
NBA
women
TV.
over 60.
There are women who want to just come out and support women that are playing back. That's the same concept that I have for battle rap. There are people who see battle rap as entertainment. So we market it as a form of entertainment. You don't have to come to a battle rap event. You can come to a hip hop event and there might be a battle there. You know what I'm saying?
There's
Like,
strategy. I think there's always strategy.
and the strategy is poor.
It is, but now, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was strategy when Homegirl, because I watch Love and Hip Hop. She's on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
So he also
She's
just
a-
discredited the idea
a-
that you won't like both watch Love and Hip Hop and like basketball.
No, because I watch. I can't say that I'm an avid watcher, but I've watched it for one particular reason. I watched it for
Got it. Who's the character?
she plays for the Las Vegas Aces. I watched it because of her, because she's on. I forgot her name. She dates.
Mimi.
Yeah, she dates her. She's nice. And then there was an episode where
I
I
heard
was
she.
she was
trying to get
nice.
him to say one of the characters' names.
You don't know her name.
I don't
I
know.
know.
I don't know.
But I thought he was about to say
Because I
Mimi.
don't watch. I can't say I'm not a watch, but I watched it, and I just thought maybe that could be something that they use as a marketing tool. You know, maybe have
But
like
then
the
they
reality.
could
TV.
have.
I don't know.
Like maybe subconsciously it is. You never know.
All I'm saying
mean,
is
maybe
that
in some ways
summer-
it is.
But
they
we have
use
to-
it, yeah, but
we have to
it's
take in
poor.
consideration as well that some of these networks, depending on they could promote.
But
they wanna put
Actually-
it in there, you know.
Forgive me. Actually,
No,
as
but-
you say that, it and like you never know, because it could very well be a tactic, because there's been a lot of mention about the WNBA with a lot of the reality shows, because I'm an avid watcher,
That's what's up. I never said people.
and it's been mentioned in like Love and Hip Hop and Black and Crew most
Yeah.
recently.
Oh,
like
really?
Yeah, there was
WNBA
someone
or
who
some-
she got her a tattoo done. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
I saw that.
I mean, good to know.
Black
But
Ink
I'm
Crew. I watched.
saying
I don't know.
marketing like I see, my bad. I see NBA stuff, like game stuff, coming down my timeline from everyone, from all the time. Maybe from people I follow, but I see sponsored ads a lot. Things come in my timeline. People are talking about the NBA. It's just not there for the WNBA, and I'm saying that it needs like a boost. It needs like it needs a bag specifically for the marketing.
I think the WNBA just needs that one transcending star.
Well, that too.
Maybe it's Kobe Bryant's daughter. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know.
How many years do you got for that?
Maybe about 10 years.
And but then even being tapped to like
I think they had a few transcendent stars though.
even
I don't
being
think
tapped
so.
to the
I
like
think so.
the
The
cloud
Lisa
from someone
Leslie's,
else,
the Cynthia
like of another man,
Coopers.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lisa Leslie's, the Cynthia Coopers.
No, I'm sorry. Can you say that one
Oh,
time? Because you
yeah.
got drowned out
That's
with his
true.
voice. Sorry.
I said like, but even in you mentioning that and tacking like the possibility of her being acknowledged to her father's
Yeah.
like
I hear
celebrity.
You. But we were all discussing. I feel you, but this is something that if Reef was here, he would have said the same thing. It's all about like the how do you capitalize the money, right? So how else? Like you have to revert to someone whose father is like a superstar. And
Have to is the operative thing. Not necessarily you don't have to.
The
That's
reason why
the
I say-
way.
You don't have to do
The
anything.
reason why I say have to is because it's Kobe Bryant, and he's a respected figure in basketball, and also he's an advocate for female basketball with the whole thing,
No,
which
he
is dope.
is.
On Slam magazine, he had the whole girls team on the cover, which I thought was dope. That's the only reason why I say have to, but I get it. It's an operative. Moving forward, because we can talk about this all day. Shout out to Jermaine Dupri.
No, JD.
No, don't
shout
shout
outs.
out?
Nah.
But moving forward, did anyone listen to the Nas album, Lost Tapes 2, which was part 2 to the first Lost Tape?
I didn't get
Yes,
chance
sir.
to.
No?
The
Still
lyrics
listening.
the lyrics were very embracing. I didn't like a lot of the production, but Nas doesn't need much production to get his point across.
Nas was
So
never a
that's why I
person that's
enjoy
like, I gotta have like this person on my production.
No,
team.
you're absolutely right about that. But
People
I
always
do
complain
like
about his
I
beats,
do
though.
Yeah.
I do like his songs when he do get on, when he has production quality.
A
But
lot
he
of
doesn't need the messages that he comes across with. He doesn't need much production because he's a spitter.
I'm on record. I'm a Nas fan.
Well,
my guy.
please, I don't think anybody will hide that.
You know, I've had debates since I was.
Listen, man, you can
Yeah.
have all the debates in the world.
I'm just saying.
you
So
already know, man. Jesus,
it's not gonna turn into a Jay-Z.
I know. No,
Okay.
it's not. Because listen, I'm beyond J too, bro.
I mean,
I have a lot of artists.
thank God
Chill, really.
Reef isn't here.
Yes.
But with the album review, I enjoyed the album. Is it one of my favorites? No.
But here's
It was
one
just
thing
weird.
I want to say about it, because I saw a post about it. People don't realize that it's called the Lost Tapes.
Yeah.
So it's all old songs.
Yeah.
These are not recently produced joints. These are songs that were left off the album.
Yeah.
You know what I
And-
mean? I think
And
that's
that's what
important. I think that's
And so-
important.
But you know what's funny?
And-
That's the
Yeah.
that's the consideration that people don't take.
They don't.
They just
And-
want to judge it.
And so this morning, in like listening, that's one thing that I like thought about, because like you don't know when it is that he did some of these songs. So like there could have been
Exactly.
growth over time, blah blah blah. So I wasn't supposed to mention that because I did think about that before, but recognizing the context, which means that I think he should push it out as like a larger project, right? And maybe even do a story about like why it was that he cut the songs off of the album, because then it'll be a little
No,
bit
That
more.
would-
definitely
that would be great marketing,
That would
actually.
be that would actually be great.
You know,
His last,
I got ideas, and I know how to
Well-
operationalize a plan now.
Because I didn't feel like I actually enjoyed the Lost Tape mixtape because I was kind of disappointed in his last album. So
Which one?
the Nasir, I was disappointed.
Oh,
in that.
Nasir?
Yes, sir.
I enjoyed them. Well, go ahead.
I was disappointed in that. So the message that came across in this Lost Tape mixtape, I felt like some of this stuff should have been on some of his projects. To be honest with you.
Well, that project with that was produced by Kanye. That was just Kanye just
Yeah,
having
but
seven.
I didn't like it.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, for this one, it was cool, but like you guys said, it was the Lost Tapes. It was a continuation of songs that were left off of other albums. However, some songs I was just like, what? But I'm a Nas fan, so I listen differently. But it was just like, as I'm listening, I'm thinking what albums this could have been on and what was your
Because
thought
one of my
process?
favorite albums of his albums was I Am. I love that album. A lot of people that was strictly Nas fans didn't really like it because
I don't know. My favorite.
It was more commercial Nas.
I love when
as they say.
I loved I Am.
Yeah, I Am was cool. It's not one of my favorites, but
more
it's
commercial
cool.
Nas. You don't like commercial Nas.
No, it's not that it was commercial. It just wasn't one
Get
of my
yours,
favorites.
nigga, because I'm going to get mine in due time.
No, man.
Nah, my favorite
Oh, man.
Nas album was
Get into that, man. Start.
favorite Nas album was Godson. Godson's
We
all
sure.
time.
Godson was hard. But he was coming at Jay-Z a lot in that album, so I'm sure.
The life is...
It's coming at Jigga Man, huh?
Anyway, my favorite song on this album was Jeru a Rap.
Yes, that was hard.
I always appreciate
That
when
was
Nas
hard.
goes left and he
gave you the history.
They was
adapts into
shitting on
creative-
that song for like
Nah,
all
he gave
week.
Yeah, I
you
know a
what
bunch
it
of
is?
people.
He gave the history from back then and praised and gave
I don't think
everybody
people
props.
realize that
They don't
that's what he
understand.
was doing.
Yeah,
But some people are not culture. Some people are not about the culture.
like
I just
scatting.
wanna
That's a
correct-
skill.
That's
Yeah.
Jarrell.
Jarrell, I said Jarrell.
You remember Al Jarrell?
Yeah, I know Al. I've been saying that since I was
Jeru?
6. Al Jarrell. 2 all beef patty, special sauce, fresh cheese, pickles, onions on the sesame seed bun.
What?
He did that. He did,
Oh, he did
Nah,
that.
he
he
did.
did that.
Yeah, he did.
2 all beef patties.
We didn't expect you to sing it though.
Not again, neither.
We definitely expect you to sing that. Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh man.
You cannot give me any advice.
So
Why? Because my voice deep.
hey, yo, pause.
man.
Yo. Put you on mute.
That's all right. No, you can't put this voice on mute. Barry
What?
White, baby.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Anyway, out of 5 stars, I'll give it like a 3.
Okay.
I really enjoyed some songs on the album. Not every song is has that replay.
I enjoyed 7 out of 11.
I really enjoyed Adult Film with Swiss Beats.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Tenasia. I like that one. I like when he goes in his storytelling shit. Like I like that. He's one of the few rappers that can do it effortlessly. So
That's Nas.
yeah. Bad Energy. No, Bad Energy is good. I liked it. I just wish he was that type of rapper who really focused on production.
So I feel like, forgive me.
Okay, do you think?
I feel like we do need to have a conversation about this. Otherwise, in December again, we're going to be having a conversation about metrics around how it is that we evaluate the best album, which is also where my mind went earlier. Sorry, the thoughts are coming back to me.
Okay.
But,
I mean, 'cause everybody has different metrics. But
exactly, and I feel like had this been a larger body of work, one could evaluate it and say that it was good, right? But I don't have any context.
I feel like you would have to compare it. If, in my opinion, unpopular opinion, you would have to compare it to Lost Tapes, the first one.
Didn't listen.
Well,
Sorry.
I mean, I love Lost Tapes.
I would
Lost
just
Tapes
say
is
like this.
one of my favorites.
Certain albums don't hit you right away because you got to be in different vibes. So if you're not in a certain vibe, you're not going to take it a certain way. Or how you listen to it might be a certain way. Because certain albums might grow on you.
I guess you
for
can say
sure,
that, but I
which is
don't necessarily agree with vibes. I do agree that albums grow on you, but vibes is just different.
Nah,
Which is
vibes,
why I feel
no,
like you need
because
to-
some people smoke, and certain things they hear it differently because they're not in tune. They're not in their regular state of mind.
I feel you, the vibe, but
Yes.
I don't necessarily agree with the fact that
It's necessary in being able to evaluate.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because
I mean,
I can agree with that because I feel like if it is that you recognize your biases, then you can say, okay, I need to listen to an album at least 2 times in order to give it a fair shot.
Is
yeah,
that
but
shade?
some people be biased. Some people be biased about certain.
You
people.
know what?
Some albums that's good.
Before I said it, I was going to throw shade, and I decided not to. But the fact that you picked up on it, good job. That's learning.
that's what I gotta say about what you say. Coming at me.
I feel like either which way you have to listen to an album a couple of times, but I feel like we are all scattered about what equals a quality album or a 5-star album. So I feel like we gotta align so that we can tell the people at the end of the year which are the top.
I mean
Dude.
that too for this year. I think beats is universal. Beats, lyricism, but even with lyricism, that could be broken down because people don't really listening to lyric bars.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They like the.
But see, I'm a
Shoot the
person
potato.
that love bars. But if I'm in a party,
Right.
vibe of what I just heard, I'm in that feeling. I'm like, oh, I like this song. So now if I'm in that vibe again.
But with that, do you not rate the person who like can provide you bars and still allow you to bop your head like at like
Oh
with
no,
higher,
of course,
rating?
of course
So,
they at a
like,
higher rate. So the person that I underestimated though.
Got it.
I'm speaking on the aspect of an individual I underestimated. So if I underestimate a certain individual and I hear him in a different space, now I might be like, oh, okay, I see what people were saying.
I hear you.
You know,
I don't know. I just wasn't too. I like the album. I'm just not crazy about the Lost Tapes too. Like I mean, as much as I, when I heard it after the first time.
I'm still listening to it.
yeah,
Processing. And it'll be nice to see if he puts out like a
documentary and stuff.
Yeah.
But I am bumping Tyler the Creator. Ego.
I started listening to that.
I like him.
Playing.
I always liked.
Still
Always liked him.
Yeah, I
Still
was about to
listening
say,
to,
I always liked Tyler
Creator's
Creator
a
though.
problem, yeah.
I always liked him.
Still listening to
For real this time.
Daniel Caesar.
Damn, she's
Yo, what's up with Daniel Caesar?
What you mean? What's up?
I heard. Well, not heard. Yeah, I did hear his rants on social media about like, you've heard them, right?
Nah, you got it.
So
I don't be.
He's, I guess it was along the lines of, you heard about that, right? Are we saying the same? Oh no.
Well, yeah, I just Googled him to see his face. It's an old rant that went viral. Right?
Yeah.
He's gay?
I don't know.
He could be,
Yeah.
or he could be fluid,
The funny shit
just
is,
like Tyler
Fluid.
and Frank. So what?
Isn't Tyler gay?
Yeah,
They're fluid.
Fluid? Is this?
They go back and forth.
yeah. They like
Bi?
Whatever.
Yeah, they like both.
the fuck is
No,
that?
but the
I
reason
didn't
why I
realize
don't
that
say
was
bi
you.
because like then when you go bi, then you exclude like transgender, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like they've exclusively named that they excluded.
Oh, they like
In my-
fluid. They
like,
put
from
everything.
I thought Frank Ocean made it very clear he
But-
likes dick.
But the
So
But my
did you
problem-
have to be so vile?
yeah, but
Jeez, man.
and
did go
then the thing that kills me with that is that it seemed like that hurt him in the time that he came in.
Who's?
Frank Ocean,
Nah, I think
because he made amazing music, and people were a lot of dudes,
made
a lot
some
of
dope music, yo.
lot of the so-called macho dudes that was out here like yo, I ain't listen to him, he like dick or whatever the case may be. Like,
I don't
It was
think he gives a shit.
I disagree.
I don't
There
think
was,
he gives a shit because he was popping.
there was
oh
mad,
no, I was still playing his
There's
music.
mad dudes that like Frank. I don't think he hasn't come out with music.
It was
because of
at a
that.
point in time where the time space that we were in, there was a lot of individuals that
Yeah.
wasn't rocking with it.
I don't know.
I don't know
Because
about this
after-
rant that you guys speak of. I need to go catch
Yeah,
up and
check
see.
it out.
Either which way, his album is dope.
No, his album is dope.
Willow released an album. I gave it a listen. I need to give it another listen.
Willow?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily like my style of music, even though there were 2 songs that I would listen to, but and still been listening to Revenge of
the
The
Dreamers.
Dreamers.
That's another dope one too.
No, it's definitely dope.
I gotta listen to that.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that it's a whole bunch of different artists, man. I love that. I like J. Cole. I like the fact that J. Cole did that. That's dope.
J. Cole's he's dope. I fucks with J. Cole. What I wanted to talk about real quick. Where we at? Oh, did y'all do the Face App shit? Before
Hell
we
no.
get into the unpopular opinion of the week.
Hell no.
You did it.
No, I did it.
When wait, we'll get to that, but why didn't you do it?
A lot of things that trend, I just don't do. I'm like, it wasn't because of the Russian thing.
Because of the Russian
But the next
conspiracy.
day we heard about the Russian thing, so I was, I was cracking jokes on people. Like,
I just think it's funny because it's like we live in a world where we're so sensitive to everything and everything is a conspiracy or whatever the case is.
but it's not a conspiracy.
It's not, because think about all the things that we use our fingerprints for and our faces for our phones. Like,
but here's the
that's
thing.
bullshit.
But I feel you on that. But the difference is that those were, I guess the difference is that it's a Russian company that created
No, I
it.
get it.
That's the
But
only
the-
difference.
But like the thing that kills me is a whole bunch of a lot of the stuff that we use are from a whole bunch of different countries,
Yeah.
and we don't even know what
That's true.
and we don't even know what they're trying to get.
That kind of was propaganda.
And no one reads terms
Definitely.
and
Oh
conditions.
no, it's probably
yeah.
propaganda is a mother anyway, and that's what I was explaining.
But
to
I mean,
somebody
like,
online.
media does that.
Oh no, that's
like,
what they do.
oh,
because
it's
they
a
have to-
Russian-owned company,
because they have
and
to
then they
keep
got
you-
you.
because the
Headline.
times that we live in, they have to keep you scared. I did it to double down on, I push my, I'm fugemusik. I push our artists. You know, we have a company. Me and our artists in partnership with the company. We push it. A lot of people don't support what we do. And I double down on it to do it just because it's a lot of things I do on social media that has nothing to do with what I'm doing to build my brand or build my career. And people are so in tune with it.
Well, celebrities
Everybody
were doing
like
that
it.
shit, right? So naturally, everyone kind of jumps on trends and stuff like that when like it's cool for the moment. That's why people are doing the challenges and shit. So I understand why people were being vulnerable, but it shows us how like vulnerable as a society we are.
Oh no, most definitely, we're vulnerable to a lot.
I mean, it's just the waves of the times. Everything with trends, people go with the wave, or you don't. I just thought it was funny to see like you and other people do it. I thought about doing that shit. I'm like, hell to the no.
My thing is though, it killed me how people like how angry people was like, oh, y'all stupid and this and all that for doing X, Y, and Z, and it's like, but you have Siri, you have this, you
also,
have
First of all, that doesn't even look like you. I went to his page.
Oh, I just thought it was
I
funny.
know, I fixed it up. You can
But
fix
I
it
just
up
want to
and all that.
clarify this real quick, just because I put up an article that talked about the whole conspiracy thing, why you shouldn't do it. I just put those things up to invoke conversation, to start up a discussion.
No, I understand.
Doesn't
to create
because one person, I guess doing this show too, just to put it out there. I guess it's kind of like a random mind as well. People tend to think that everything that I post, I believe, and that's what I.
But that's it kind of like
no.
That's it, as you said, the days and times that we live in.
Yeah.
People who post that they got BMWs and live in $1 million houses, and
one
you
person
just see them come outside.
One person hit me up. One person hit me up was just like, "Oh, you need to be a bit more sensitive to the times and whatever the case is." I'm like, "What?
About what?
About a
I
face
think I
app?
put up. Nah, it wasn't that. It was about something else I put up. I think it was about along the lines of colorism, something like that. Something I put up on Facebook. I repost everything, a bunch of shit all the time.
I would love for us to address colorism again.
That'd be great.
This
next
is why
week.
I pulled this out because I got some. I think I'm gonna be ready.
Look
What
at
is
you.
that?
You think you're gonna be ready? What type of shit is that? You think you're gonna be ready?
It's Bettina Love's. We want to do more than survive.
Before we close out, before we get up out of here, I wanted to share Unpopular Opinion of the Week from a friend of the show, colleague of ours, a former colleague of yours, Miss Chambers. She's
What
a
up,
friend
Chambers?
of the show.
Shout out.
So my homegirl and I, we got into this discussion about selling drugs. Right? So
What educators do when they're off
exactly
from work.
what teachers talk about outside of giving detention and shit. So she put me onto this show, Queen of the South.
Yo, that's
and,
my shit.
And I've been watching it, and then like we've been having these discussions about like setting up like this whole chain of selling drugs and shit. So this is what she thought about.
I don't think you should put this on mic.
Please. Unpopular Opinions Podcast. Okay, so she says, I don't agree with the recent sentencing that was given to El Chapo. I personally believe I personally believe that extradition is just a ploy for the U.S. to meddle in international affairs just to exert power. Not only was he sentenced to life in prison, but he also has to pay $12.6 billion in fines, which shows me that the U.S. government only cares about the drug trade when a minority is getting too powerful.
Yeah.
El Chapo reigned for 25 years, 25. And it was, I just added that.
25.
Thanks.
And
25.
Actually, it's 25.
It's 25.
Okay. El Chapo reigned for 25 years, and it was only until he became listed as one of Forbes' most influential people that they wanted to take him down.
That's a fact.
So they knew for 25 years all of the thousands of people that were being killed, but sat silent.
Yeah.
Same for Pablo Escobar.
Yeah.
Government sat silent for more than 20 years until Pablo became one of the richest men in the world, and it was only when they decided to take action. So, for me, it's not about the crime, it's about the money, in my unpopular opinion.
I agree with that completely.
Shout out to you, Chambers.
I agree, Chambers.
Very good. I
Just a
agree
quick
with
note that Chambers is also from St. John's, Antigua. Hashtag just saying.
Antigua, where you at? I got the sound effect.
Nope. You don't do that.
You don't do, but
I can't do it.
Nope.
No, you don't do that.
Why?
I don't know what he just did.
Oh.
And
I
it's
just
not
did this.
associated with the island, so just
You can't do that.
I can't say that. What you say? What you mean?
So that would be me putting claims on something that I did not create and that is like more affiliated with Jamaica, not
Jamaica.
All right,
That's a
I know.
fact.
I know. I said before we close out, but anybody have thoughts on this unpopular opinion of the week before?
No, I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
She nailed it right on the head.
Post.
And yo, my God, like we too old for that. But anyway, she nailed it. She nailed it right on the head. She explained everything that I think. Period. But the government, we know how this government is.
Yeah.
Once you start able to have an opinion,
Yeah.
instead of them they were making money for them, and they continue to make money for them, and he's gonna continue to make money for them while he's in jail.
I'm not gonna hold you, man. It made me think about all these shows where teachers had side hustles. Like, it made me think about Breaking Bad. I'm like, you know what, man?
That goes with the fact that y'all don't get paid enough.
That's what I'm saying. That's where I was going with it.
That definitely, and that's another.
You know what I'm saying?
That could definitely be a longer conversation.
So, it made me think about Half Baked. You know, that movie made me think about.
I don't think you would be good though.
What?
Don't worry about it.
I want to talk to Samson.
I don't think you being a seller is your thing.
Well,
No, but did y'all address Trump at all and all of the foolishness?
No, we didn't. We went straight into the topics. You know you owe $1, right? You know $3.
I owe a ton of money. I get it. I own
Trump
it.
is complete.
Received.
Trump is complete foolishness, but he is a representation of what America is, and I will stand by that.
And what America accepts.
This is true.
He is America.
We live in a world where,
and the truth is coming out. People won't want to admit to that. He's showing us the truth. I don't like it, but it is what he is.
He don't give a fuck about the presidency, man. He's just,
oh no, he's not into politics and none of that stuff. He's a jerk. He's a lame.
How
He's
you
an
feel about
asshole.
him trying to help ASAP Rocky?
That's where you're right.
Boy.
I mean, real quick to touch on that,
He privileged, okay? I'm gonna need him to extend like that to someone who like need it. ASAP Rocky will be fine.
Yeah,
like,
he'd be good.
stop it.
He's the least of them.
Come
sorry.
on, man.
It's,
Like,
And
let
the
me
only
see you
reason why-
guys
Least in my
disrupting
world. I'm sorry.
precedent. Like,
And
I
the
really
only reason-
appreciate like what it is that they're doing. My bad.
No, it's fine.
I appreciate what they're doing, but like, what precedent are we like establishing in doing all of this, right? Like, so in releasing Centoya, then what does this do for other people like her? Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, let's talk about some real shit. Hashtag just saying.
I don't know, man. Well, Horse, appreciate you, brother. From
I
another
appreciate
mother.
y'all having me, man. It was a
You know what I'm
pleasure.
saying?
Thank you.
We go way back, RAINE.
Pause. Yeah, I know, right? You don't like when it's done to you. You're too grown for that, man.
Stay off the weed.
No, I'm good. I love it, baby. I love it.
But RAINE, good job on your concert, Boss
Thank you.
Chick concert.
Yes.
It was
you.
dope. We was definitely in the building. We gave a little.
I'm so glad
we
y'all
definitely-
pulled up. I really
It was
appreciate that.
dope.
It was a dope event.
Just
And it was great that like it was all women.
Yeah.
Like, and there was some really dope artists in there. Did y'all speak about, like, I'm sure y'all spoke about Aisha Hall, the comedian, what was her name? She was mad funny.
Cookie.
Cookie, Lulu, who had the best
Lulu,
stage
to me-
presence for that damn night. Like, she fucked it up.
Lulu stood out for me because she was
Okay.
dope. Her performance and her bars was just dope.
And, like, her
Aisha Hall was
energy.
dope, too.
I
Like, she
liked
just-
I don't know if y'all were there for her at the end. Jack Black, the heavyset girl.
No,
She
I missed
hopped off
her.
the stage. She was like doing
Really?
all the what's that dance that they do now? Like
Whoa.
Oh, no.
she had me dancing. I'm like, okay, she was
But-
turned up.
It's about energy, though.
Yeah,
For
man.
sure.
That was dope.
Episode
looks.
40. We out of here. Q, Horse, RAINE,
Chip.
Reef. Hope you make it back safe. Hope you didn't
I'm
eat none of
mad
the
they
food
did
there.
time.
I'm mad that you said like, hope you make it back safe.
Make it back safe.
Even though they did post it somebody else, like, nothing.
Oh God.
Oh, man.
I think he's
UOP.
good. I think he's good.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
We prayed.
We love you, Reef.
Mm-hmm.
Peace.
Lakers ain't shit.
UPOP.
UOP. Yeah, you know me.
Bad. I was mad late, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to take my time after a while. I was letting my anxiety get the best of me.